Hey guys, welcome back. Okay, so we're going to be reading from where we left off. So according to the book, this is still chapter 1. Actually, I don't even remember if this is in chapters, but I'm assuming it is. All right, guys, so let's just get back to it. So, everything depends upon its attitude towards itself. That which it will not affirm as true of itself cannot awaken in its world. That is amazing. That is amazing. So if you don't want to be something, don't acknowledge it. Don't meditate on it. Put your mind only on the thing you want to become. And it makes so much sense, right? Okay, that is your concept of yourself, such as I am strong, I am secure, I am loved, determines the world in which you live. In other words, when you say, I am a man, I am a father, I am an American, you are not defining different I ams, you are defining different concepts or arrangements of the one cause substance, the one I am. And it almost is saying too that you could actually become anything you want, right? Like if I decide I'm this and then 5 minutes later I'm like, I'm that, you could literally do that. That's what it's saying. Even in the phenomena of nature, if the tree were art, I don't know why I didn't. Okay, if the tree were articulate, it would say, "I am a tree, an apple, a fruitful tree." When you know that consciousness is the one and only reality, conceiving itself to be something good, bad, or indifferent, and becoming that which it is conceived itself to be, you are free from the tyranny of second causes. Free from the belief that there are causes outside of your own mind that can affect your life. This is a highlight I did while I was reading this book, so I'm going to go ahead and read it again. When you know that consciousness is the one and only reality, conceiving itself to be something good, bad, or indifferent, and becoming that which it conceived itself to be, you are free from the tyranny of second causes, free from the belief that there are causes outside of your own mind that can affect your life. This is interesting. For me, this is saying your thoughts is what's creating your reality, and you are in charge of your thoughts. And yes, even though your thoughts are not solid, it is still the one in charge, which I've always believed. I've always believed that everything that exists right now is actually in spiritual form, and that we can manipulate the spiritual to get certain results in the physical. This is saying the same thing. Let's keep going. In the state of consciousness of the individual is found the explanation of the phenomena of life. If man's concept of himself were different, everything in his world would be different, and that is 110% true. His concept of himself being what it is, everything in his world must be as it is as well, I would say. Thus, it is abundantly clear that there is only one I am, and you are that I am. And while I am is infinite, you, by your concept of yourself, are displaying only a limited aspect of the infinite I am. Oh yes, that is so true. So we could be so much more. Build thee more stately mansions, O my soul, as the swift seasons roll. Leave thy low vaulted past. Let each new temple, nobler than the last, shut thee from heaven with a dome more vast, till thou at length art free, leaving thine outgrown shell by life's unresting sea. Now, that part of the book I didn't care for, so let's keep going. It is only by a change of consciousness, by actually changing your concept of yourself, that you can build more stately mansions, the manifestations of higher and higher concepts. By manifesting is meant experiencing the result of these concepts in your world. That makes sense. It is of vital importance to understand clearly just what consciousness is. The reason lies in the fact that consciousness is the one and only reality. It is the first and only cause substance of the phenomena of life. Nothing has existence for man save through the consciousness he has of it. Therefore, it is to consciousness you must turn, for it is the only foundation on which the phenomena of life can be explained. If we accept the idea of a first cause, it would follow that the evolution of that cause could never result in anything foreign to itself, okay? That is, if the first cause substance is light, all its evolutions, fruits, and manifestations would remain light, okay? The first cause substance being consciousness, all its evolutions, fruits, and phenomena must remain consciousness, okay? All that could be observed would be a higher or lower form of variation of the same thing. In other words, if your consciousness is the only reality, it must also be the only substance. Oh, okay. Consequently, what appears to you as circumstances, conditions, and even material objects is really only the product of your own consciousness. So that's interesting because there's a part in the book, The Power of the Subconscious Mind, that kind of talks about this. And what does it say? It says that, the things that we think, it will attract circumstances, events, and conditions that match that vibration. And I think that this is saying the same thing. So you really have to be mindful of the things that you're thinking and the things you say yes to thinking, okay? Because things will enter your mind, but you don't have to be in agreement with it. You don't have to be in agreement with it. And when I say be in agreement with it, I mean allow it to sit there meditating on it. No, let it flow in and then replace it with something else. If it's negative, replace it with something else. If it's something you don't want, replace it with something else. Okay? You are in charge of your mind. And I know that it might not feel like it, but yes, you are in charge of your mind. You can choose thoughts that are positive, that are helpful. Yeah. All right. Consequently, what appears to you as circumstances, conditions, and even material objects is really only the product of your own consciousness. So now I'm starting to feel like he's saying that we are looking at something, but this is simply a perception. Nature, then, as a thing or a complex of things external to your mind, must be rejected. You and your environment cannot be regarded as existing separately. You and your world are one. Therefore, you must turn from the objective appearance of things to the subjective center of things, your consciousness. If you truly desire to know the cause of the phenomena of life and how to use this knowledge to realize your fondest dreams, okay? In the midst of the apparent contradictions, antagonisms, and contrasts of your life, there was only one principle at work. Only your consciousness operating. Okay, so we're coming to another highlighted spot. Difference does not consist in variety of substance, but in variety of arrangement of the same cause substance, your consciousness. I love this book. I'm going to read that again. Difference does not consist in variety of substance, but in variety of arrangement of the same substance, your consciousness. The world moves with motiveless necessity. The world moves with motiveless necessity according to you, according to your consciousness. By this is meant that it is no motive of its own, right? But it is under the necessity of manifesting your concept, the arrangement of your mind. Your mind is always arranged in the image of all you believe and consent to be true. And notice he used the word consent there, consent to be true, okay? That you allow to be true. So whatever you don't allow to be true cannot be true in your reality, okay? And your mind is always arranged in the image of all you believe and consent to be true. The rich man, poor man, beggar, man, or thief are not different minds, but different arrangements of the same mind in the same sense. Okay, guys, I'm going to have to cut this one short, and I will be back.